every season. Like, oh my God, Pisces season, Aquarius season. I'm like, is it ever not a season? I wish there was
signs.
1 month that didn't get one. That's it. You don't get a sign, you get nothing. You're December.
All right.
What's good, people? It's your favorite Boston baddies, Abby and Shannon, with another episode of Drinks After Work. Did I get you by surprise? I just went in right for it.
I know. Hi, welcome back.
Abby was going for a cheers, and I was like, no, we gotta go right in for the kill.
Oh God. Okay.
We've been silly today.
Have we?
Sneaky.
You've been
Sneaky.
If you're new here, thank you for joining us. While you're at it, give us a follow on Instagram. It's at @drinksafterwork_. While you're there, peep the link in our bio, the Hoobie link. There you can join our private Facebook group. We just hit 3,000 Boston baddies. So if you are a girl living in the Boston area looking to make new girlfriends and find new restaurant and bar recommendations, recommendations, things to do, places to go, people to see, all that good stuff, join our private Facebook group.
Yeah. Join
it's pretty
it.
cool. 3,000 girls. That's a lot of people.
If you're a baddie, join her.
And if you're not a baddie, still join her. We'll turn you into one.
We've been having a fabulous evening. I got into Abby's car tonight, and she looked at me and she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, first she was like, you smell really good. Have you done anything different? I was like, I'm not wearing any like perfume or anything. And you're like, oh. And then she like looks me up and down and she's like, oh my God. She's like, your hair actually looks good tonight. Did you recently wash it? I was like, that's not the most backhanded compliment I've ever heard. She's like, normally I see you on like day 4 without washing your hair, but today.
No, I know. But you wash your hair like once a week, right?
Yeah, like once or twice a week.
I'm just starting to train my hair. I wash my hair like every other day now, and I want to like I'm on a non-wash day and I want to cry.
Really? So this is the thing though. I genuinely believe with the hair shit, because people always talk about their sort of like what's better. I really think it depends on your hair, because my hair literally will not get oily for like 5 days. It'll be 100% dry, but then I feel like you have that like nice silky like fine hair, and it just like,
well, that's the problem.
It's oily
so
faster.
Thin. Your hair is the opposite. You have thick hair.
Yeah. But it's also like if I washed my hair every day, it would probably start falling out of my head.
That's true.
Because it is dry.
My hair is falling out of my head. You should see my shower. The walls of my shower are just disgusting.
Sometimes like there'd be times in college I would like shower and I would like alarm myself. I was like, there is something like fatally wrong with me, because like I would literally when you put it on your wall, you take the hair out of your head and you just flop it around. By the end of the shower, it's just covered in hair.
It's like, what color is the wall? I don't know.
It's like a little drawing. Oh my gosh. Literally one time I like left, like freshman year of college, I took a shower, and you like grab it after and you like throw it away. I forgot to do it.
If you're a good person.
I was like in my dorm, and all of a sudden it hit me that I didn't do it. I was like, shit, someone's gonna find it. I like raced back to the bathroom, and like one of my friends like opened the shower and she was gonna shower, and she was like, what the hell is this? I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting. And I walked away.
You pretended it wasn't you.
Yeah, she was like, oh my God. She was like, some girl.
Who
like,
would do that?
Like, some girl ripped all the hair out of her head. I was like, oh my God, what a dumb bitch.
Little does she know.
Sorry, we're off track. We're in a weird mood today. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I was alone without Mr. Man. He went away, but it was good though, because I actually saw a friend from my past this weekend that I haven't seen in like 2+ years.
Little blast from the past.
It was honestly so crazy, because if you had asked me 2 months ago if I would have seen this person again, I would have said absolutely not. And it was kind of just one of those things where the opportunity presented itself, and I obviously was like, yeah, I want to see you. I haven't seen you since you left. But it's just crazy like how fast things change. Like life just comes at you, and you either got to get with it or don't.
Or get past it.
Yeah.
No, it is crazy, because I remember you talking to me about this person. Like I feel like we've had so many conversations, and it is weird. Like I feel like
it's very weird.
I feel like it's one of those things where there's some people in your life that you think are going to be there forever, and then one day they're gone. And then vice versa, like there's people that just disappear and you're like, all right, I'm never seeing that person again. And then all of a sudden, like they're back in your life. It's weird how it works, I feel like.
I know. And I'm not someone that's good at change. I get super, super anxious when things in my life change. But I feel like I've come a long way because shit's going to change whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can either be the driving force behind making yourself happier or you can just let shit happen to you. And I'm still up in the air on what I'm doing with my life, honestly.
I
but
agree with you. I think
it was a good start.
Such a good point that you just made. Because, like, ultimately, I feel like so many people, like, sit there and they're like, I want the same group of friends forever. I never want to move. I don't want to leave my job. Like, I just want to, like, stay where I am because the thought of something changing like terrifies me. But to your point, while you do that, all these people around you are going to get up and do what's best for them. So then your life is going to change anyways because other people are doing things that's best for them. So inadvertently, like they're moving, they're going away, they're doing their shit. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, well hell, my life did change anyways. So like, why not just like take things into your control and do things like that, you know, are going to be like within your control, I feel like.
I know. Sometimes things aren't in your control, but you can only control what you can, you know?
Yeah.
You can only control what you can control.
And I know we've talked about so many times like people coming in and out of your life. And I think like the best thing we always say is just like, just be careful. And don't let it like affect you too much. I think that's the biggest thing. Cause it's probably like way more to do with like that person than it is with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's big. But
yeah, everything happens for a reason. I was actually supposed to be in New York this weekend and I literally ended up like ditching the night before. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. Because if I went to New York, I wouldn't have seen this old friend. So
that's so true.
I know, it's wild. What did you do?
It was good. Like we said, my friend Caitlin, she moved away. She went to Charlotte. So had like a little like going away thing with her, which was really nice. It was like bittersweet. They played Country Roads at this.
Stop.
At this.
That's so sad.
Right? We went to it was like patios or one of those like underage bars everyone goes to. I don't know what it was, just hopping around Faneuil, and Country Roads came on and I was like dancing and having fun, and all of a sudden I started bawling.
Oh my God.
And you know why? Because when I was like single a few years ago, I was watching the movie what's it called? Have you seen the
Probably not.
The Kingsman?
Obviously not.
Okay, well, it's like a spy movie. The second movie is called The Statesman, which is really good too. And in the movie, the guy sings like Country Roads, and Michael loves that song. Yeah. So I remember I was at the movie theater and I was watching the movie, and all of a sudden the guy starts singing Country Roads like at the end. It's like this really big iconic scene, and everything explodes, like whatever. I remember I started crying while I was watching the movie because it reminded me so much of Michael. But when we were at the bar, they played that song and all these like emotions came back, and it was like, take me home, like to the place I belong. I just started crying. I don't know. It's fine. It's okay.
Why am I crying in the club?
Literally crying in the club. But something really interesting happened to me. So I ended up having a, pretty good, night. We stayed up till 3 a.m. Something magical happened. I took off my makeup, did my skincare routine without any recollection. And when you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning and you were like out late and like whatever, and you like did your full skincare routine and you just feel like $1 million.
I've never done that.
You've never done that?
No.
Wow. It's honestly
not once.
It's the best.
Not once drunk, at least. Like I've gone out, gotten home late, so really taking it off, but
well, that did happen and it was quite an accomplishment. But then
that is an accomplishment.
It was an accomplishment. I was pretty happy. But then I ended up last night having a terrifying nightmare where like I was still like in school and like I had and like I was supposed to be
I did not think you were gonna say that.
That was the ending of my weekend. But, like I was still in school and I had like
college or high school?
I don't know. It was college. Okay. But I was still
working.
What's
wrong with college?
I don't know. I was like in some sort of school, but I was supposed to be going to classes for the past 6 months. And I just hadn't been to one. I didn't realize you had to go to classes. And I had like 3 exams today for school.
So you were not prepared.
Yeah. And I got a 63 on all of them. And I was like, oh my God, that's like, I'm going to fail college. And I was going to be sent back a year. And also my parents were pissed at me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I've been here before. Like I was so triggered. All day long, I keep thinking I have like assignments due.
I feel like, okay, 2 things. 1, remember that number 63. I feel like it's going to be significant to you in the real world one day soon. I don't know. I feel like dreams mean stuff. And also, That is terrifying. You couldn't pay me to go back to school.
No.
But that's very interesting because I feel like that has to mean something. Like,
you think it does?
Yeah, I feel like that 100% means something. I don't know if you're stressed at work or, I mean, we all are, but no, there's definitely a deeper meaning to that. Like, you feel like you're missing something.
Yeah.
Maybe is there something missing in your life?
Yeah, or maybe like I feel like I didn't do something I was supposed to do, like behind on something. No, I definitely think that could be it. I also just think it's like the classic Sunday scaries shit that we always talk about. You know what I mean? Like, it was a Sunday night dream, and I feel like that's just a classic. I was telling you this earlier. I was like, I saw some influencer who was like posting pictures on like last night on Sunday night, and I was like, imagine there being no Monday. Like, imagine, like, because when you're an influencer, or like the girls,
all the days are the same.
Who like are whatever, like vloggers, influencers, and like they don't, like, that's their full-time job. Like, on Sunday nights, like, picture this, guys. I just want you to picture this.
I can't.
They go to sleep on Sunday night not thinking like, oh, tomorrow's Monday. Like, tomorrow's just another day. Like,
do you know what I would give to not have the Sunday scaries again?
Right? Just the thought. I was like, the audacity. And like, they're like, Monday can be whatever I want. Like, I could sleep until 11. I could get my nails done. Or if I could get up early, go to the gym. Like, I could get up and go to Cabo. Like, you can do whatever you want on Monday. It's not a Monday.
I know. I can't relate.
I know.
Couldn't if I tried.
I got a little pissed off. I had to stop thinking about it. Anyways, let's get into drunk deeds.
All right, what's going on?
Okay, so the latest with the Free Britney movement, which we've been talking about a ton for those of you that don't know. I mean, I feel like everyone knows at this point, but Britney Spears under conservatorship. It's been a horrendous, grueling experience for her, for everyone involved. Basically, she's been trying to get under, to get out of the situation where her father, Jamie Spears, is her conservator. So earlier, there was all these headlines coming out saying, oh my gosh, her father has stepped down as the conservator. She's free. Like, let's go. So everyone was like celebrating. It was super exciting. What ended up happening though was, I guess, like, there was some sort of like I don't know if it's like a contract or some shit that came out from a lawyer saying, okay, like, he's stepping down. But if you read the fine print, so people went back and they were like, let's actually read like what this says, what this like press release or whatever says. Mm-hmm. In the fine print, it says he's willing to step down. So I guess people were really, really quick to kind of celebrate and be like, oh my gosh, this guy, this evil man is finally stepping like out of his daughter's life. He's going to stop controlling her, all this stuff that's been happening over the past, few years. But what it says is that he's willing to step down when the time is right. He's not stepping down at this time or until the court approves the legal fees and also the money that he thinks he deserves. So basically what he's arguing, so I guess Jamie Spears has spent, I think, like $1.2 million on lawyers or something like that. And that's just his lawyers. I don't think that includes Britney's. And part of being in a conservatorship is when you're the conservator, like, your legal fees get paid for by like the person that is
you're
like
conserving.
Yes, basically. So he's trying to have the legal fees paid for, and also I think he's trying to get his own like sum of money for, I don't know what, if he thinks he's like taking care of her.
Well, why would
scumbag? If you just think about it, like, even if you were like, okay, well, maybe like Britney's like in the bad guy, like maybe he's not a bad guy, like no father would ever like ask for his daughter to pay him for like looking out for her, because that just makes him a scumbag in general, like regardless of everything else that he's done. So yeah, I don't know, but the whole thing is like she's literally fighting in court against this very thing, which is like having to pay his legal fees, his fees, all this stuff. So basically there is no real update. Like, he isn't stepping down, and he's still demanding the same money that he's always been demanding. I think they're saying that it's a stride in the right direction, but it's still kind of like a weird non-update, I guess.
Money is the root of all evil. It's truly sad.
True that, sis.
I hate you.
Go off, sis.
Ew, please stop.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to who freaking else other than of Kardashian Jenner. Like, I feel like it wouldn't be drunk deeds without mentioning at least one. And Kylie Jenner just celebrated her 24th birthday, which is so wild.
She's 24 now?
Yeah.
I thought she was still like 22 or 23.
She could be. This article could be fucking lying, which in that case, don't listen to anything I say for the next 2 minutes. But what
I'm about to say may not be accurate.
No, it's
you're probably
accurate.
Right. She probably is 24.
It's definitely, well, hey, hold on. This is our show. I'm going to Google fact check it.
Okay. Look at you. You know what you are, Abby? You are a professional.
Oh
you
shit.
Are a working.
Oh shit. This article is facts because she is in fact 24 years old, August 10th, 1997. She's 5'6". She's a Leo.
Leo season.
How did you know?
I hate when people say that. With everything, it's like every season, like, oh my God, Pisces season, Aquarius season. I'm like, is it ever not a season?
No, there's 12 months in a year. There's 12
I wish there was
signs.
1 month that didn't get one.
All right.
Like, oh shit, I'm just December.
If you
you're just, that's it. You don't get a sign, you get nothing. You're December.
All right. Well, you can start a petition to get rid of the seasons of the zodiacs. I don't think it'll go over well because astrology girls are crazy.
Girls love it.
Including myself. Okay. Anyways, it was just Kylie's birthday, and I think it's more so a lack of social media photos is what's causing people. What?
Nothing. Just the fact that people are alarmed that there's not enough photos of her.
Are you surprised? This is the world we live in these days.
I'm like so disgusted. Like,
I know
she's not posting enough. Like she must have something going on.
It's not. She's not posting enough, and the content that she's posting is suspect. So basically, there's speculation that she is expecting baby number 2. Ooh. Reason being is because of her nails.
Oh, what?
the nail color on her nails. That is why people have allegedly caught her.
They've
hiding
caught her.
A pregnancy.
Wait, so can you explain? Because that just literally makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm not like famous enough to understand.
So basically, it was her birthday, and there wasn't a single photo posted of like her or anyone there. Like there was no body shots, and that's very not like the Kardashian Jenner clan. Like they're always.
Wait, so none of the sisters, because I noticed she didn't, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, no, there was no like obviously she's the birthday girl. You would think that like people, like if Kim Kardashian was posting, it'd be like standing next to with her sister, but there was none of that. There was like a couple like Instagram stories of them holding like cute glasses and like everyone's nails, and that's where people are noticing like she's having the same nail color on in photos that she's posting. So I guess on June 15th, she posted this one picture of her, and those nails are like her current nails, air quotes on current, are the same nails from June 15th.
So people think that she took a bunch of photos at once and is just releasing them when she feels like it.
Yeah, because they're saying like that's not like her to have the same color nail. Like she changes her nail color daily or like weekly.
Right. So she wouldn't have it for like 2 months. The same
exactly.
So she probably took like 80 photos and is like posting them sporadically so that way people don't know she's pregnant.
Yeah. And like I guess she posted like on her story, like the nail colors that she posts on her story and on her feed like aren't the same.
Oh.
I feel like if you're going to hide a pregnancy, you need to be smarter than that because people are unpaid FBI agents,
people
myself
are insane.
included.
Oh my
I know.
God. I would never, like,
I just don't care enough about
I would
them.
never notice that. Like,
yeah.
But also, here's the thing. This is what they do. I feel like they're so sneaky that they almost want to like drop a teeny tiny little hint that's like so minuscule that like it just gets people wondering a little bit. And then like they like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like if she really wanted to hide it, she would. Like I feel like they're so smart. Well, I almost feel like she does shit like this.
It's hard to once you already have one kid because everyone knows now that when she went ghost for 9 months, it's because she was pregnant.
Right. So now she has to do something different. But I feel like she still wants to be like a little
100%.
sneaky. Think about her 22nd birthday. It was like that was like an extravaganza that was like 3 weeks long of them like on that boat, and there was like a whole video. Like I feel like she would have done like faked something like that, but she didn't do it, and like she's acting a little shady. I feel like she kind of like wants some hype around it, and then she's gonna be like, oh my God, like guess like what? I've had triplets over the past.
I get it. Like she's like the most sought after person for the paparazzi, I feel, and like if a paparazzi man can snag a picture of her baby bump, he could retire.
True.
Like literally that paparazzi man, that paparazzi man could retire with just that one photo.
That's so true.
So I don't blame her for wanting to keep it private, but I mean, just do better.
There's keeping it private, but then there's like the games that I feel like they play games.
It wouldn't be a
like remember when she had her first baby and it was like those Christmas cards were coming out and every day was like a different photo and everyone thought like the last day was gonna be like surprise Kylie like pregnant, and then they didn't do it, but like everyone, like, I'll never forget that Christmas. I sat around all day waiting for that freaking Christmas card, and the last photo was just some stupid like bullshit photo of all of them, and I was like, where's the bump? We were all waiting for the bump, and then like a few months later she was like, I had a baby.
I don't remember that. No.
Remember because she hid Chloe hid like a few months. Like she was like, oh, like 6 months in, she was like, all right, guys, yeah, I'm pregnant. Like I wanted to like have this special moment.
Yeah.
But Kylie hid the whole thing. She released like a video and was like, of like the birth and like the baby, and it was like really emotional. My friend sent it to me, Anna, and she was like, I'm crying right now at this video. And she literally hid the entire thing all the way up until she had the baby.
That I remember. I don't remember the Christmas thing, but I also have short-term memory loss. So. Or is that long-term? I don't know.
I don't know what that is. It's some sort of a term.
All right, enough of Kylie. Let's move on to another I just ruined it.
Okay, so Travis Barker, I guess staying with the Kardashian theme, but this one's actually pretty cool. So Travis Barker decided that he was going to finally go on an airplane for the first time in 13 years with Kourtney. So him, Court, and a few others in like the Kardashian clan and some friends, they went on a private jet. I think they went to Cabo. Down in Mexico, and it was a really, really big deal.
Wait, yeah. Also, I don't know what happened, but that's terrifying because I do get flying anxiety. But I feel like if it was my first time, private jets are way more likely to go down than a commercial.
Is that true?
Yes.
I was actually wondering that. I was like, what's safer?
Yeah,
because it's weird. Like I feel like if I was him, I'd want my first time to be on a commercial plane. Then I'd want to be on whatever's safest,
like first class.
Why are private jets more dangerous? Just because they're smaller?
No, because they're not. I mean, I've booked a couple of private jets in my career, and
weird flex.
Weird flex, but okay. But I think I honestly don't know. I just know it's a thing, and I think maybe there's not as many rules and regulations behind it. I don't really know.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know.
So you're just
like with upkeep.
It's weird because if you're gonna pay like $50,000 for a flight, you'd think that you're getting like a safer service, but I guess that's just not the way that
you're getting a good service. It's not necessarily safer, but
that's true. But yeah, so he has not been in a plane since 2008, which is
wait, what happened?
So he was in a really deadly plane crash in 2008.
Like a
did you know about this?
No, I didn't.
I feel like private, so I feel like Travis Barker's like getting on the map again. I feel like he's been kind of like low key for so many years. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that like love him now, but they don't like fully know his backstory.
I know nothing
myself
about
included.
Him,
yeah. So actually, Michael was telling me this. So he was on 13 years ago. He was on this like private jet. I'm pretty sure. A bunch of people died. The crash killed 4 of the 6 passengers on board the aircraft. Yeah. So him and his long-term friend and like collaborator, Adam Goldstein, were the only 2 that survived. Holy shit. Imagine like they're the only 2 that survive. And the saddest thing, so he was like kind of recounting what happened. I think he ends up getting like covered in jet fuel. The plane exploded. He gets gets set on fire basically. It's like
stop.
Yeah.
That's oh my god.
He was like running, like trying to like do what he could to like get the fire off. And he's like, I didn't know what to do. He suffered from 3rd-degree burns on 65% of his body. 3rd-degree burns.
That makes me so upset because I literally had 2nd-degree burns on my hand. And I've shown you those pictures.
Yeah.
And you saw how disgusting that was. So anytime I like hear about burn victims, I want to cry because
it's so sad.
I went through so much pain and like itchiness and healing that 1 month. I can only imagine. No, I can't imagine how worse it is.
It's insane.
When you're an actual burn victim.
Exactly. And like 37, like literally 3rd-degree burns over 65% of his body.
That's horrible.
He underwent 27 surgeries and almost lost a foot due to the severity of his burns. It was really, really a horrible, truly traumatizing experience. Yeah. And everyone else died. I guess Adam Goldstein also managed to escape the crash and like try to use his shirt to like put out, like extinguish the flames off of Travis Barker. But then a year later, he died from a prescription drug overdose. Stop. So that makes Travis the last remaining survivor of the crash. So needless to say, it was an extremely traumatizing experience. I also, someone told me, so you know how he's covered in tattoos?
Is that why?
I heard.
To cover up the burns?
I don't want to say this, but I'm pretty sure that like part of the reason he got all those tattoos was to kind of cover up all the scarring because his whole body's scarred. So he just kind of has a really remarkable story. Like it's crazy. But
that breaks my heart.
I know, but it's also like cool that it's, I don't know. I just feel like he's such like a driven, I feel like it'd be so easy for that to happen and just to be like, I'm just like gonna, like, I feel like I would just be so like depressed and stuff. And the fact that he's just kind of like come back and like has this whole like life that he's living.
That's so telling to like show how much in love he is with Courtney to like after 13 years to 13 get on a plane with her. Like that just...
So I guess she like held his hand when he got on the plane and was kind of like calming him down. And I guess a lot of people were saying, because obviously he was so traumatized for so many years, like no one thought he was going to fly ever again. And I guess people were kind of speculating when they first started dating. They were like, oh, we don't know if they're going to be able to last as a couple because the Kardashians love to travel every other day. They're like in a plane. Like, are they going to be able to date without him being willing to travel? But I guess he was saying, he's like, she's been so supportive, like she's never pushed me to travel, like nothing, and then this is his first time kind of doing it. So I thought that was super cute. That kind of made me like a full-on stand for them.
100%. Wow.
I know, I love stories like that.
There is such thing as true love.
I know. I thought it was cute. And then they didn't end up getting married, right? Because I remember we talked about that a few weeks ago. Like I feel like they didn't. It just kind of blew over. I feel like 1 week the internet just like says shit, and then it's just like that's it.
I'm gonna have to. We'll circle back on that. Yeah. Because I honestly have no idea, but I mean maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, earlier, so I was telling you how like Saturday I got up and. Oh, by the way, that's it for drunk dates. This isn't about the story. I was like, I didn't want to start talking about something stupid and then have you guys be like, wait, that has nothing to do with what we're just talking.
It's hard to move on after something so traumatic.
I know. I'm like, we need to segue, but yeah, it was a cute story. But okay. So over the weekend, like I said, I woke up on Saturday. I had like done my full like makeup routine or my full like skincare routine. I was so happy. I was joyous. I had like a whole day of like going to brunch, like going out and about, whatever planned. And I ended up like going to brunch, and I felt like I just like felt this weird like feeling of like I want to get up early Sunday morning and just like get after it and like have like a full like day and like feel good and not hungover and like shitty. So I ended up like leaving brunch with my friends and like not going out like at night and just like going home and like making pasta and going to bed at like 9.
Wow.
And I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that like that matters so much to me. You know what I mean? Having that time.
I agree, but also I can't hang anymore.
I know.
Like, did you go out? You went out Friday night. You can't go out 2 nights in a row anymore.
No.
We're too old for that.
I know.
If we do that, it's like, don't ask me to do anything the weekend after because I need to recover.
Yeah. And what I've realized too is because last weekend I went out 2 nights, we both went out 2 nights in a row last weekend.
Oh yeah.
For like the really birthday going away like extravaganza that we had. And I still ended up feeling like shit last week for like 5 days.
Yeah. I didn't drink this past weekend.
Yeah.
Because I drank so much the weekend before.
Exactly.
No, I don't.
And it starts having like a ripple effect where like even like a week later I'll still kind of feel it. Like it's just not worth it anymore.
Are we like imposters with our brand?
I don't know. And I was also just thinking like, I don't know. I was just like in my head, I was just thinking like, I just can't do it anymore. But anyways, I was out at, we went out to Committee for brunch, which was so good.
Committee.
And then I went to Envoy Rooftop like really, really quickly because they have Drink Dezo there. And I was like, all right, I need to, because my friends were like, oh yeah, we're going to go to like Envoy. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, they have Dezo there. I'll get one. It's like healthy, right? So
it is. Shout out to Dezo.
Shout out to Dezo. So we were up there and I mean, I looked like complete shit because I wasn't really planning on going out. I was looking around and I realized I feel like it's so interesting to me how these days like trends come and go so quickly, and it's like every girl at the bar gets the memo, like we're all wearing like the same outfit now, and like it's like how did that happen?
I know, it's honestly embarrassing how much I fall for the current trends. Yeah. But honestly, I'm here for a majority of them. Like if you told me that we will never bring back low-rise jeans or skinny jeans, I'd be perfectly okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, you remember like those early 2000s, even sometimes like I'll watch like a show that's from the early 2000s and it gives girls who are even like stick skinny like love handles somehow. And I'm like, well, it's giving her love handles, it's definitely gonna give me love handles. Like I never want to wear jeans like that again. It was not and sometimes girls would sit down and you kind of see their butt cracks. It wasn't a great look.
If I never saw a butt crack again in public, I'd be okay.
Die a happy gal.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I think people are so quick to follow a trend and they lose sight of their own style. Like honestly, like if you were to ask me what my style is, I couldn't tell you. It's whatever's like currently relevant, and I feel like I don't have my own. Like I'm not a trendsetter.
It's so interesting because back in like, I feel like when we got to college, there was like a period of time like towards the end where I started feeling like, all right, like the whole 80s vibes coming back, like high-rise jeans, high-rise skirts, like I don't know what were like the Guns N' Roses like cut off like tees and stuff, and we're like, oh my god, this is so crazy. And I felt like that was just like a temporary thing, and I was like, then we'll move on to like the whole space age bullshit that everyone's been talking about, which never happened. But like ever since then, I feel like we've gone through like 20 different eras. Like early 2000s is now back, which I didn't think would ever happen. Like people are dressing in like they're wearing all like the whatever and like colorful this and colorful that.
I honestly haven't really gotten into that.
And
like phone charms.
Yes.
That's part of it.
Anklets, like all those little things that people used to do. And then even recently I've noticed like the disco era is freaking coming back too. Like when I go to the store, there's all these like disco like era like Saturday Night Fever like esque clothes, and everyone's buying them, and I feel like every single person like just dresses the same. It's so weird.
I think TikTok is to blame.
No, you're right.
I think people, honestly though, I love TikTok for fashion inspo, but I think trends are now forming on TikTok, and it's like these days, you know, like to know it, and like I feel like in every fashion girl's like TikTok bio, you can like click on the link in their bio and it'll go to that page where you can shop everything that they posted.
That they wear.
And it's like, I don't even need to browse online anymore because I can just go to TikTok and buy a whole outfit.
You can just become her. It's like you see a girl that you think is like trendy and cute. You're like, all right, I'll just literally dress the exact same way as her.
Yeah, no one's original anymore. Like if you are original and have your own style, I feel like that you are rare.
Yeah, but then it's only a matter of time before people realize that, copy it, and now it's like what everyone's wearing again. It's crazy. I mean, I think it is kind of fun. I feel like I've wondered this though, and like, will we ever settle into like kind of like a groove, or will it always just be like just repeating shit of the past? Because I feel like up until the like early 2000s, I feel like each decade had like a distinctive like this is what people wore, but since then it's like we're just all over the place, we're doing everything, and I'm like, is that just like it now?
You're so unoriginal.
But even like, okay, so other than clothes, eyebrows, interesting. Like I really didn't think that the like Kylie Jenner eyebrow look would ever go away, and like it's going away now.
Okay, what is that the wispy looking eyebrows? Do you know that? I really hate that trend.
That's like such a trend right now.
I hate it.
It's interesting
when people like brush the hair up and then leave it there. I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, I feel like there's some girls out there who have those like naturally very like nice like eyebrows, just do that naturally, and it's not as like intense and it looks good on them. But just like anything, people go way too far with it, and all of a sudden everyone's eyebrows are literally pointed like up. Like little horns,
and everyone's eyebrows are microbladed.
Yeah, but you know what's freaking me out is I'm realizing how quickly things change. Because like when people started filling in their eyebrows, like when we were like freshmen in college, probably like people did those big boxy creepy ones that were like terrifying. I had those; they looked disgusting. But in the 80s and 90s, like thin eyebrows were in, and now it's like. Now then the Kylie Jenner like the perfect like shaded ombre ones were in, and now it's like the wispy shit. But if you get your eyebrows microbladed and then the trend changes, what do you do? It's like a tattoo. Like,
that's why you can't change your face for a trend.
I agree.
Because the second you change something, the trend is over, you're on to the next thing, and now you're living in the past.
I'm just like realizing that more and more, that like everything is like lasting such a short amount of time now. Like I never thought that like the heavy bronzer look would go away, but it already has. Like everyone wants to look more natural now. I feel like the Hailey Bieber look is like the vibe. Yeah, it's like every girl wants to look like now, versus before when it was like everyone wanted to be like overly done up.
If I could look like Hailey Bieber.
I know.
If only. But I think even trends and like body type are changing. Like now, like back then it was cool to be like a stick with no features, which is like fine, whatever. I could give two shits with what your body looks like, but now it's like your guys don't think you're attractive if you don't have like hips and a butt.
Yeah, no, literally.
But like back then, if you had a butt, guys would be like, ew.
I know. I was reading this like it was a plastic surgeon who was like published an article, and they were like, for years we used to like do liposuction and take people's fat out of their butts, and now we're putting it back into their butts. I thought that was just like very, very interesting, because it's like,
wait, I've never thought about it like that.
Right? Because like now everyone's doing that. I just feel like it's interesting how things change. But like even lip fillers, right? So like in the like, I don't know, when we watch Friends, like having thin lips was in, and now it's like everyone's getting lip, like everyone and their mom has lip fillers.
Except for me, because I'm a baby. Dude, I literally had an appointment. I hate mine. That's why if anyone's noticed, I never smile in pictures. It's because I hate my lips. And I hate, literally, my upper lip goes away when I smile. It's embarrassing. But I am too afraid to get my lips done.
Honestly, I just think in the end of the day, if you're gonna like do something because it's trendy, like fine. But if you're gonna do something permanent because it's trendy, I feel like that's like probably not a chill move. No. Unless you don't like it about yourself. Like that's like, I feel like you're saying like, if you were like, I didn't like my lips and I got my lips done, I feel like that's fine. Like I get my lips done, like obviously, so I'm not against it. Like I think it's fine. I always wanted to do it, and like I found a place that I liked. But what I'm noticing is I feel like the vibe these days is more like I'm gonna do it because like that's what you do, right? Or like that's what's cool, or like if I don't have my lips done, like I probably won't be seen as like beautiful by people. And I feel like if those are your reasoning, it's not smart to do it, because give it like 2 to 3 years and I guarantee you like it's not gonna be chill anymore. And all of a sudden you're gonna have all these like random like lumps in your lips for no reason.
No, I agree. I think lip filler is something I've always wanted before it was even cool, but like I said, I'm just too afraid to pull the trigger. But you're right. I think in a few years having thin lips will be cool again, and like people will be like, why are your lips so big? And it's like, you can't do things just to be a part of a trend that's literally going to change in the blink of an eye.
Like the Instagram face, you know what I'm talking about?
When it's a little out of control.
I feel like people are trying to look like aliens these days. Like I get it. Like I'm not trying to hate on it, because I know there's some people like listening to this who are like, well, I want my face to look a certain way, and that's fine. Like if that's what you want, but I just think
because you want to fit in, or because you're insecure.
Yeah, I just
and
feel
you want
like,
to make yourself happy.
I just feel like it's getting to the point where it's like people are going so over the top, where it's like you're almost like reconstructing your face shape and like big like high cheekbones, like a slim, like a square jaw and like a slim face and like big lips and this and that. And I feel like, I don't know, it just kind of freaks me out sometimes, because, and again, like I get it, like if you're literally like, hey, this is something I've always wanted to do, like that's fine. But I think that ultimately you just have to like be really, really careful if you're going to do something like permanent to yourself, and then maybe in like a few years you'll regret it because it's not something that you actually wanted to do.
Yeah, I feel like we've come a long way though, accepting getting work done and admitting to it, because if you were to, you know, admit that you got Botox a couple years ago, like people would be like, what? And it's like, now if you don't have Botox, it's like, wait, what are you waiting for?
It's like the opposite direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I don't know, I know you don't have Spotify, so you probably didn't listen to the Call Her Daddy episode last week.
No.
You got it down. It's free.
I know. I don't know what it is. It's like some sort of weird thing with Spotify where I just like won't do it. Like I should do it, right? But like I just don't.
Yeah, just to listen to the Call Her Daddy episodes, because it's now only on Spotify. But what is that girl? Heidi Montag. Montag. The girl from The Hills, for anyone who doesn't know who she is, if you don't know what The Hills is, she's too young for you, bro.
If you don't know what The Hills is, then you're probably too young to be listening to this podcast.
I 100% agree. But she was on Call Her Daddy last week, and it was honestly an amazing interview. And it just goes to show that the internet's a freaking lie. And like anything, even if it's reality TV, it's actually not reality, because they just spin everything to the agenda that the producers want.
Oh yeah.
And it's honestly so sad, because she opened up about her experience getting a shit ton of work done, and this was back in 2010 when like
I remember
getting work done was taboo. No one talked about it, no one admitted to it, and I didn't know that it was this many, but she got 10 surgical procedures done in one day.
In one day?
In one day.
No. How did she live?
She almost died, like literally. And I didn't know this either, but she was telling Alex that like the doctors, when she was in like the aftercare part, like facility or whatever, she literally called Spencer, her husband. I don't know if they were married at the time, but her now husband called him and said that she had died. Her heart had stopped beating. And like he literally was like on his way to the hospital thinking that his like girlfriend or wife was dead. And she got literally over $200,000 worth of work done in one day. And literally all of America scrutinized her for it, including her own mother, which was really sad, like listening to how like her mom pretty much rejected her. She was like, about to start filming for The Hills, and she told her mom, like, listen, I'm very vulnerable right now. I can barely talk. I can barely move my jaw. I just had all these procedures done. And if you can't support me, like, do not film with me. Like, please don't. Like, it's not worth it. Like, I don't need, like, one, like, I don't need you to not accept me. And I don't need all of America knowing that either. And her mom literally, like, did not accept her and was like, you looked way better before. And it's like, well, no shit. Like, everyone's, if you haven't seen it.
Did you drop that in your drink?
Yeah.
I hate that.
God
I'm sorry.
damn it.
Wait, well, just drink around it.
I have the cap thing to my can floating in my drink. That's really sad.
A little floater. It's cute.
That's really sad.
I think it's like easy to look at it and be like, oh, she looked better before. Like everyone said that. But obviously it was like a psychological. Well, you know what you told me though, which I thought was interesting. Didn't the doctors like upsell her? They're like, you should get this. You should really do that.
Yeah.
Like,
so it
wasn't all like just her because she was young. Like she was like 23.
She was 23. Yeah.
23 years old. Like I wouldn't like, I feel like you're just like so vulnerable and you're in the spotlight for the first time in your life. Well, not for the first time, but you're young. And I feel like these people are telling you what you should get. And then you're looking at yourself on TV every day and you're like, I probably do need bigger boobs or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that's the thing. She had already gotten one boob job prior and all of this was free to her. Like everything was free because she was on TV. So I feel like, I don't know.
They just were like, you might as well, it'll look better.
Yeah. So she went in because she wanted to get bigger boobs than she already had. They were already fake. She wanted bigger ones. And they're like, oh, well, like you're already in here. You're already going under like anesthesia or whatever. Like she's being knocked out, obviously. Like, let's fix your nose while you're here. And she was like, okay, like why not? Like honestly, if someone offered me a free nose job and a free boob job, I would take it in a heartbeat. But 100%. By the right doctor. Like clearly she was going to someone that did not have her best intention at heart.
So that's something that's actually very concerning. And I've actually heard this a lot recently. And I wanted to bring it up because I've actually heard from multiple of my friends lately who have gone in to see people to get like Botox fillers. Like they've probably gone to like medi spas and stuff. And I've heard about like my friends being like, yeah, I went in there to get like, I don't know, like lip filler or lip flip or whatever. Or like my like forehead done. And the person was like, you know, you really could use this. You really could use that. You really could like use like Botox on your masseter. Like you really should add filler to like your like bone structure, like whatever. Was literally upselling them. And I feel like the biggest thing that I was always told is that the person that you're going to see, like if you are interested in getting work done, which like, again, I have no opinion on whether you should or shouldn't. I think it's, I feel like it's your body. And I mean, we've always been really open about this. Like I can't wait till the day that I get to get a nose job. Like it's been my dream since I was a little kid. Ever since someone told me I had a big nose on Form Spring when I was a freshman in high school. But like
words
whatever,
hurt people.
It's something that like I've always wanted. And like I feel like if that's something you've always wanted, like I support that. But what like I was always told was that the person you're going to see should always be like more conservative than you. Like that's so important. Like I go to for my filler and stuff, I go to this place. It's called Visage Sculpture. It's in Newton. And like any girl that is interested in going to a place like that, I really recommend. Her name's Masha. She's like the nicest person ever. She's a doctor. And the thing I always respected about her was that I would like go in and I'd be like, oh my gosh, can you put filler in my under eye? And she'd be like, no, like I refuse to do that. Like you're too young. You don't need that.
Yeah.
It can have bad consequences, etc. And like she would get more money if she did it, but she said
down
no.
money for your health, which she should do.
Just be really careful, guys. Like always go in for a consultation first. And if you feel like the person you're talking to is pushing things on you, like you should never feel like your doctor is telling you to do things to your own body or to your face. Like they should be there to like give you medical advice, but they should never be like, oh, you really could use this or that. That's extremely sketchy. And if you hear that happening, like get the hell out.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just a little...
No, that's a really good PSA because I feel like I would be the type of person to sit in the chair and be like, you tell me what's wrong with my face and you just have at it. And I'd probably end up like Heidi Montag and I'd be looking like a freaking bimbo.
Sometimes some of these people, like their lips are just so big that I'm just like, I don't even know how you like talk. Like
or eat.
Yes, it's, yeah, literally. Because it makes it hard to do stuff if they're too big.
Does it?
Yeah, one time the first time I ever went in, like I noticed, I mean, and mine aren't even like that drastic at all, but like I remember just feeling like it was like hard to like.
See, that's why I'm afraid to get them done because I'd be like, oh my God, are my lips gonna get in the way? Like, am I gonna like feel them and want them deflated immediately?
Literally.
That's how I was with getting eyelash extensions too. I ended up getting them, but I was terrified to get them because I was like, are my eyes going to be too heavy?
Are my eyes going to be too heavy?
Yeah. But it ended up being fine. But like, I could definitely see like where things go wrong in the chair.
No, 100%. I know. And that, like, that reminds me too with going wrong. So we were talking about this the other day. Mm-hmm. I feel like no one talks about like the complications and the dangers that come with getting like because like actual surgical procedures done.
Yeah, I just found out the other day that most breast implants are not okay. Like people end up having like long-term effects from it.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, obviously I've talked to a lot of girls who've gotten like their boobs done and have gotten like breast implants and they've loved them, but it's very interesting because there's actually a lot of stories out there about girls who have gotten like breast augmentation and literally have like gotten very sick from it, and like a lot of girls have almost like died from it, just like crazy. And it's like, I'm pretty sure the way it works is they're saying basically like they got these implants and they just were very sick, and I don't think it was just like sick in a sense where like their boobs hurt. I think they genuinely were like sick in other ways just for like years and years and years.
Yeah.
Finally realized the root cause of it was like the implants, and they had to like get them removed, and all these girls were like, the day that I got them removed, like I literally noticed a difference right away.
That's insane. And honestly, guys, we're not trying to scare you by any means or like deter you away from doing something that you want. But I think like just doing research, and I mean, I think I'm definitely a hypochondriac sometimes. And I feel like if I were to ever go under the knife for any reason, like I would interview them. Literally. I would interview every single doctor and read reviews, find people that you know that have gone there. Like, I think people need to be more open about like things that can go wrong, because no one wants to talk about it. Like, no one wants to talk about like the cons of things, because why would anyone want to be negative?
If you're going to go into a plastic surgeon and ask to get, you know, your boobs done or like a BBL or something, they're not gonna, I mean, they probably will tell you about like some of the risks. Obviously they're gonna be like, it's major surgery, etc., but they're not gonna be like, here's pictures of like 30 people that have like had bad things happen. And again, like I think to Abby's point, we're not sitting here like shitting on it or being like you shouldn't do it, because I do understand there's a lot of people out there that are like,
have good experiences.
that have had really good experiences, and they're like, I've loved it and I love my plastic surgeon, everything's
but it's
great.
A big decision that you shouldn't take lightly, and it's something like, if you're gonna do it, you should know all the risks, because people are, I mean me, I can only speak for myself, but like without TikTok I wouldn't even know how horrible the aftermath of childbirth really is. Like I've learned so much on TikTok.
Is there like a whole weird TikTok like black hole of like childbirth
I don't know
stories?
how I got on childbirth TikTok, but I'm on it. TikTok. I'm on it, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely want kids, but I definitely don't want to be pregnant and give birth, because it sounds horrible.
Really?
Yes, like literally, like there are so many moms on TikTok that are like make videos like, here's what they don't tell you about it. Like, here's what, like, you are gonna have to wear a diaper for like 2 months after. No, like you get teared and like it's horrible. They're like, you're gonna have to carry a syringe around, like TMI, but like when you have to go to the bathroom, like you gotta squirt like like with the syringe. Like, dude, I'm telling you, I learned all these things recently.
That is horrifying.
And doctors don't prepare you for it.
They don't tell you about that. They don't tell you about the so you have to get 2 diapers, one for yourself and one for the baby.
Yeah, you got to buy double diapers.
I wonder what type of diaper I would be. That's sick. I don't like that. I don't like that shit, because your whole life you go through it, and you know what, I feel so bad now when I see a mom out there with like 5 kids. I'm like, wow, bitch, like you've
gone through it.
Respect.
Your body has gone through it, dude. That's why women are elite. Sorry guys, but we endure way more pain.
Yeah,
sorry Peter.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
And then, you know, when you hear about like men who are like can't handle being in the room and they like get all queasy, I'm like, oh really? You think so? Like, you can go through this right with me. Like, you know what I mean?
I just found out that literally period cramps are like
mini contractions.
Yeah, like it's like I think, don't quote me on this, but it was like it's considered to be like 1 centimeter dilated. Like, you know how like you have to, when you give birth, you have like, it's 10 centimeters dilated, and you can't start pushing until you're like, I don't know, 8 or 9.
Did you learn all of this from
on
birthing TikTok?
Yeah, on childbirth TikTok.
I'm like, all of a sudden you're whipping all these facts about like childbirth and stuff.
Honestly, don't quote me, because I can't remember shit to save my life, but that's like the gist about, yeah. And I'm like, dude, why is no one talk about this?
I don't know. No one talks about anything. I feel like there's like sketchy shit out there that like just no one talks about.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we could do a whole episode on things
on sketchy shit that no one talks about.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know if you guys want us to do that.
An episode on sketchy shit.
We don't talk about politics, sex, or religion, but I'm sure we could come up with some stuff.
Oh, there's definitely some stuff out there that we could talk about that doesn't fall into those categories. 100%.
Wait, you mentioned BBLs earlier. For anyone, what does that say?
Oh, Brazilian butt lifts.
Brazilian butt. I knew it had to do with the butt, but I forgot what it stood for.
Yeah, I feel like that's another one that like. So that's like the classic like Kardashian Jenner vibe of like they all have those like insane butts and like that's like the ideal body type. So basically they like take fat from out of like your like stomach, arms, and I think legs or whatever, and like they inject into your butt, which honestly sounds amazing because you're literally like
do you have to gain weight for that? Like serious question.
A lot of times you do. I think some women don't have to. Some women do.
But like I want to know how much weight you have to.
Maybe like 10 to 15 pounds. But like obviously
to give to your butt.
Yeah, I think you have to like have like a certain threshold of body fat to be able to do it. But so a lot of people hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, so it's like it's all natural, it's your own fat, like there's no complications associated
with throw up.
The thought of it.
Yes.
Honestly, I used to think before I knew all this stuff.
How do doctors do this?
I don't know.
I would pass out. I want to pass out right now just talking about it.
When I was in college, I heard about this and I was like, I'm getting that. Like that sounds amazing. Like just take all your fat from all the places you don't want it and just shove it in your butt.
Okay, but why do we have to shove it anywhere? Why can't we just take the fat out and throw it away?
Everyone wants that's liposuction.
Oh. Oh, that's a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. People still do that.
I forgot about that.
But they're like so popular right now because of like the Kardashian, like Jenner type of like body that everyone wants. And everyone's like thinking that it was super safe because it's just like taking your own fat and like whatever.
Is it not super safe?
It's not. So like there's a lot of different like research out there. Research.
Don't
you hear when people say research?
No, I thought you were just making fun of me because I can't pronounce anything.
No, like I hate like those people that think that they're smarter than you and they say things like research and data.
Oh my god, like, is it route or rote?
Oh, so I feel like that's more personal preference. But like
is it data or data? What is it?
I feel like smart people say data. And I feel like regular people say data.
Okay, but do smart people say route or route?
I don't know.
What do you say?
The route.
Sometimes I say route when I'm trying to flex.
I feel like maybe both. Because like Route 95, like I don't know.
Route 95. There are people that say Route 95.
Yeah, I don't.
Freaking weirdo.
There's some other words that smart people say. I can't even think about it right now. I hate smart people. Stupid idiots. But I hate smart people. You know what I hate? Intellectuals. And that's a story for another day.
Are you being controversial right now?
No, I just like when people like walk around. I don't have an issue with smart people. I have an issue with people walking around like
Kias,
swinging it around, thinking that they know more than you.
Know-it-alls, yeah.
Yeah, and then the way they talk to you is like everything they say is just like dripping with like I'm smarter than you. I'm like, you can shove that up your ass. Anyways.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We are getting violent on Drinks After Work now.
Story for another day.
We're shoving things up people's asses. All right. Wait, I need to know about the BBLs.
Okay. So
because I didn't know
there's
that they
a lot
were dangerous.
of research out there saying like some say 1 in 3,000. I've seen up to 1 in 500 deaths associated with
People are dying?
People are dying from
Why?
them. They have the highest mortality rate out of any cosmetic procedure.
Oh shit! Why?
Almost as high as many heart surgeries, and almost like pretty much as high as getting like gallbladder surgery when like your gallbladder like needs to be removed. Which those are like extremely like high mortality rate regular surgeries. So the thing is what's happening is girls are going in, they're being told you're gonna get so and so done. They're doing it not realizing that some of these things have just as many complications as like a regular like life altering surgery that you have to get when you're like actually very sick. So basically, without getting too graphic, like when they like inject like the fat into like
we can get a little graphic.
They take your fat, they inject it into your butt. They're not supposed to go under the muscle, but it's almost impossible not to do that. It goes into like a vessel, like a air vessel or whatever. It can get into your lungs, the fat, and you can die. And a lot of a lot of people die from it, and it has one of the highest mortality rates out of any cosmetic surgery out there. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, sorry if you're listening to this and you're either grossed out or like kind of like, hey, shut up and stop hating on this stuff. Again, I want to put it out there. Like I have like a bucket list of things that I want to get done to myself, and I hope that I get to do it someday. But just do your research and make sure that you're going to someone that you really trust, because a lot of this stuff is based on like going to plastic surgeons that either don't know their shit, they haven't done enough of these procedures, and you never want to take a gamble on someone. Maybe you're going to get like a better price or something. You never want to take a gamble on something that could literally affect your life. And also just the fact that like not every like fat cell is going to survive. So like maybe your left cheek like has like all the fat like survives and all your right cheek it doesn't, so then your butt cheeks will be like not
disproportionate.
Yes, that happens to a lot of people too. So just do your
awkward.
research, make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you want to look like the Kardashians or because you think that big butts are in, or if you like big butts and you cannot lie. Do it if it's something that you truly want to do and like you've always wanted. And I also know that there's like medical reasons why some people go in to do it as well. So if that's the case, then that's fine.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just a little PSA today.
Yeah, no, I honestly learned a lot. Don't be afraid to learn on TikTok, because I've learned a lot also about childbirth, aftercare.
Always back to childbirth.
Yeah.
Abby's very interested in childbirth.
But hopefully you guys took away some things. I think the moral of the story, like Shannon said, just do your research, do it for the right reasons. Let us know if you guys have any horror stories that you potentially want to share.
Yeah, or if you have any questions, honestly.
Or any questions, yeah. I feel like Shannon would probably be the person to go to more, because I haven't done anything yet. I need to get Botox. I need to start. I'm turning 26 in like less than 2 months, and I need to start preventing Botox.
You don't. You look great. You look fabulous. Don't give me the look.
All right. Well, that's all we've got for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Drinks After Work with your girls, Shannen and Abby. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you guys are followed or subscribed. Preferably both platforms would be great if it's not too much to ask. While you're on there, leave us a 5-star rating and review. It means more to us than you know.
Yes, it really does. And if you already have left us a review and given us a rating, take your boyfriend's phone out of his hand right now. And before you go through his text messages, go over to the podcast app, hit subscribe, leave a rating and a review, and tell us that you did it. And we'll give you something special.
We'll figure it out in the meantime. Thank you guys again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.